Alright, so Sakamoto Days. I gotta say, after watching the first episode, I was wrong, you were wrong, and even though there's probably still gonna be haters about it, but it's a good series, it's gonna be great, so let's just chat about it just a little bit. If you can't tell by my shirt, I really like Sakamoto Days. Also, be curious as to where I got this shirt. I got this at the jump store over in, I think it was Osaka or Tokyo. Whenever I went to Japan, they had a bunch of like jump merch, such as Sakamoto Days, Black Clover, Kaijin and Bray. I really liked this shirt, so I ended up getting it. It was Get Shin or Ogari, but I kind of fuck with him a little bit more than her. She's best girl, by the way. She's really such a baddie. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about the first episode and then just give my thoughts on why you should be excited for Sakamoto Days. It might contain a little bit of manga spoilers, but I'm gonna try not to talk about too much about the manga for those who are gonna be anime only and whatnot. But regarding the first episode, I thought it was pretty good. Like, I thought the opening of the song isn't too bad. I saw people complaining that it didn't really fit the vibe of like an assassin type of show, but honestly, after listening to it a little bit and like watching it, I think it's fine. I think it's not as bad as people are making out to be. Now, the end song, I don't think it really fits at all. I don't know, something about the end song, I'm not the biggest fan of. It's all right in my honest opinion, and like, it's okay. It could have been a little bit better. As far as the anime goes, I think it did a pretty good job covering like the first two chapters of it. Like the first chapter, it did pretty good. Also, there was a funny thing that someone pointed out in the episode, that they actually animated a Shin shower scene that wasn't originally in the manga. Actually, I had to double check this, and it's true. Like, the animators were that down bad that they had to feature like an almost naked Shin. Not really naked. You saw his back, like him showering, like all him muscular. I did not remember seeing Shin that muscular like in the manga. I always figured he was kind of like a slim tone guy, but hey, I was wrong, and Shin kind of bad. I'm a guy, I'll admit that. He kind of bad. I can see why the girl's gonna fall for him, but yeah, overall, honestly, it went by really fast this first episode. Not too much happened. If you know Sakamoto Days, it's pretty much just in the introduction of like who Sakamoto is, who Shin is. But yeah, I think it was a pretty solid first episode. Animation didn't look too bad. Some people said it looked stiffy. Some people said it was too bright. But seeing as it's animated by the same people who made Dr. Stone, I think they did a pretty good job with what they had, especially with some of the fight choreography. I think it gave us a teaser as to what the rest of the season is going to look like. So I am pretty excited and pretty looking forward to that. I'm pretty excited to see Heisuke. I'm pretty excited to see Nagumo, as well as the Order and some of the other characters. Now, that's just my thoughts on the first episode. 8 out of 10. Pretty good. Go watch it. It's out now on Netflix. But as far as why you should be excited for Sakamoto Days, it's a really good series. If you've ever watched John Wick or like Samurai Jack, this is pretty much a combination of both of those series without all the mystical elements like Samurai Jack has. I kind of think Taro Sakamoto is just that guy. He has the same aura as freaking John Wick, but he's almost as non-lethal. Like, if you watch any show that involves assassins, that involves like spies or espionage, I think you are really going to get hooked on to this series. A lot of people like to say that Sakamoto Days is basically John Wick if he had a good life, which is pretty much the case for like any series like that involves assassin. It is just really good. Like, that normal guy who you try to bully turns out to be like this ex-CIA, ex-spy, ex-blah blah blah. Like, you know those Hollywood movies where they try to bug the normal dude, but like he's a super assassin or whatever the case is. Yeah, that's pretty much Taro Sakamoto. Like, his backstory, he was working for like an assassin agency, but then he fell in love and he got married, got fat, and owned a convenience store. And like, pretty much that's what the main point of the story is. He's just trying to live his normal life, but assassins keep coming after him, and then it goes into a deeper and deeper conspiracy, which involves friends, even the organization itself, which is pretty cool, that by itself. As far as the characters go in Sakamoto Days, I think they all have something interesting to them, because like, you got characters such as Nagumo, best boy, my beloved Nagumo. Like, he's honestly one of the more interesting characters. He's a character who's able to essentially shapeshift. He's like shapeshift into anyone. He's pretty good with makeup, he's pretty good with disguises, so he's a master of like going undercover. Then you got Heisuke, he's like a very skilled assassin with a sniper. He's honestly the GOAT, he's one of my favorite characters. Then you got some of the other members such as the Order are like these top assassins, like they're the best of the best. You got some who wield chainsaws, you got some that wield axes. It's pretty cool. Like the power system in Sakamoto Days to me is by far one of the more interesting aspects of the series, because it's mostly about technique and raw strength. It doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, I have ki, oh, I have magic. No, it's nothing like that. It's pretty much like pure hand-to-hand combat. If you've ever wanted to go back to the old days where they just show straight up hands, then this is the series for you, because in the manga the fights get really crazy, and some of these guys perform absolute superhuman strength, which I don't know if it's even possible, but hey, it's just a manga series. But regardless, I do like the power scaling system in this series, because it tells you, oh, this guy's not necessarily stronger than this guy, he has better techniques, or he's pretty good with this weapon, yada yada. It is really good. If you like other series, like they came out like Kaiju number 8, you're probably gonna like this series. But if you like series that don't have like anything too crazy, that involve magic or whatever the case is, this is what I would describe like street level type of fighting. You know how in Marvel they have street level heroes like Punisher, Daredevil, who go around fighting crime bosses and kingpins, stuff like that? Yeah, this is pretty much like that. This is pretty much like as realistic as a manga series you can get without involving any type of magic or any type of like demon-esque type of powers. It is just really good, because at the end of the day, it's just straight up hand-to-hand fighting and a lot of espionage and a lot of good comedy involved in it. I do like Sakamoto. He's our very silent protagonist. You get to learn more and more about him, why he left the Order, and you get to learn more about this new group of friends or employees, as Sakamoto likes to do. Oh, funny story, spoiler, not so spoiler, every time he defeats like an enemy, like the enemy that tries to kill him, he actually converts them to employees, like they work under him. Like in the first episode, Shin is now his employee, and as the series progresses, you get to see more employees go under him and stuff like that. It gets pretty interesting. As far as the villain goes in this series, there's a few notable villains in this series. I don't want to spoil if you're anime only, but if you're manga and you've read the series, there's a lot of cool villains. I think the villain designs in this series are by far some of the best. As far as like the drip and Sakamoto Days, I gotta say it's unmatched. Aside from maybe Bleach, which has some of the like best character designs in my opinion, as well as Dandadan, I think Sakamoto Days has like some of the best character designs. It has some of the best outfits I have ever seen in like any manga or anime series. It is really that good. Why you should be excited for this? Pretty much because if you like street level type of characters, if you like non-magic based, non-alien based like power systems, then this is a series for you. If you're a big fan of John Wick, then this is a series that you're absolutely going to love. If you're like me, you love anything that involves like assassins, military, espionage, stuff like that. Because me, I was always a big historian growing up. I was always really big into the Cold War and stuff like that. If you like Spy Family, this is kind of like that. This is like, what if we followed your and her assassin life? That's pretty much like the best comparison I can make manga wise. It is a pretty good series. I don't want to spoil too much about it. Overall, there's a lot of great characters, a lot of great character dynamics, and it's overall pretty fun. Like, there's a lot of twists and turns you will not expect. The fight battles are some of the best. So I really do hope the animation studio behind this does a fantastic job, and after seeing the first episode, I'm pretty confident to say that they are going to be pulling it off. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the first episode, why you should be excited for this series. So go give it a watch, or go read the manga if you can, because like the manga is really good. I have a lot of volumes of this. So yeah, anyways, go watch it. Also, if you are interested in supporting me, feel free to go get some merch me and my friend have. We still have a sale going on all the way to the 16th of January, so get it now while you can. Anyways, that being said, I'll for real see you on my next video. So peace.